Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, there's been unbelievable cases this winter of rescuing people by forest rangers, by passersby, by people that call 911 and firemen come to help or whatever. I want to tell you of a couple things that I just read. I found this really interesting. The DEC and some of the peer newspapers in this area have different times when they talk about ice conditions and what's happening in our fishing world. And very recently, there was an incident that happened on the Hinckley Flowage in Herkimer County. And a guy apparently that was there, he saw that his dog went through the ice and he panicked and he grabbed his kayak. Apparently it was a person that had a cottage there or whatever. He grabbed his kayak and he went out to save the dog, and his kayak capsized. So now he and his dog are in the water, and the conditions are horrendous because once you go in the water, hypothermia strikes very quickly, and people don't realize what that does. Your body becomes immobile. You can't move your muscles, and you'll be dead unless somebody rescues you. Well, there was another person there that saw this happening, and he went out. You can call him the Good Samaritan. Went out to save them. And he had a kayak, and he got out there, and he got the one guy saved. He went back out, and he was suffering hypothermia so bad that all of a sudden he couldn't control anything. He was helpless. And fortunately, by this time, there had been calls, and a forest ranger came and was able to go out and rescue him and bring him and the dog finally safely. But none of this would have happened if there weren't people around. And what I think people don't realize, of course, when you are panicked and you do something like the guy did when he saw his dog go under, that's just reaction. You're not even thinking about what could happen. But hypothermia is a terrible, terrible scourge of the dangers of trying to go fishing in the winter on unsafe ice. And a lot of times we don't know if it's safe or not. Everybody looks at it differently. Age-old fishermen, I've been going out here forever, I'm going to be okay. And then the crack happens and they go down. And everybody, I don't care if you're age-old fishermen, if you're young and strong as can be, we don't have strength to combat what happens to the body when you suffer that cold water. And I think it's important to realize that there's been an awful lot of tournaments, ice fishing tournaments canceled this year. And I haven't talked about ice fishing a lot because I don't want to encourage people to go out there in unsafe ice and have a terrible accident. And that's happened a lot. And I noticed when I went to go to the sports show, we traveled across northern New York. When I got to Tupper Lake, I saw that tournament had been canceled. Black Lake's tournament was canceled. And as I talked to people in New England, they were canceling all the tournaments out there for one reason. And that reason is that there isn't safe ice this year. We've had a mild winter so far, and it's really negatively affected all those that love to ice fish. But safety has to come first. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.